Hey, you guys. I just wanted to take time and say thank you so much to everyone who's been just reaching out. Just see everybody coming to the podcast and seeing all the new listeners we have. It's great to have you guys. I just want you to feel free to go back, listen to other episodes that we have. At this point, we have over 140 to add resources to you and to be helpful to you guys. But again, just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to just say I appreciate you guys so much. Just all the support that we get, all the messages that we get, it truly means a lot. And I absolutely love being able to talk with you guys, help you guys break in. It's been really fun for us having how many people we've had break in. Even in this last week, we've had several people break in, and just getting those messages that truly means the world to me. Just letting us be a part of your journey. And I did just want to make a touch point about, we've had so much success. We have had so many people break in. We've actually continued to add every single day to the course and give more. So because of that, we are going to have to raise the prices just a little bit because, again, we have to protect it because, again, I do love having you guys all reach out, but most people will reach out and then I am turning a lot of people away because, again, this isn't a place where you just buy a job. Yeah, you're going to be actually doing the work. And so with that, we do just know with everything that we've added, we're continuing to grow the team, that it's just, we know the price. Again, it's always going to be affordable because I want you guys to know, again, I'm someone who moved out here with $1,200 to my name, lived off $30 to $50 a week for the first year, slept on an air mattress, woke up on the ground. So I hope you guys understand that where I'm coming from. Again, we're also still very affordable compared to all the other options. But at the end of the day, the people who we want in this program, we also know they are the people who are like, this is an investment in myself, because we know we're getting a 30x return in the first 3 months. They get hired in 9.8 weeks. And then if you just stay in it, you'll definitely get a 100x return because making $300,000+ is not that hard, and you can do that in a year, medical device sales. So that's where we just tell people my favorite ones are the people who tell me, oh, it's too expensive. You don't see the value on it, because I'm just going to make a comment right now so you can all understand. If I was to come up with a Lamborghini to you guys today and say it's $5,000, I can guarantee you would all find the money to buy a Lamborghini for $5,000. But it's the course. You guys just don't see the value of it, and that's okay. Like we don't expect you guys to see it, but we don't want those people. I don't even want them to reach out to me because it just shows that you don't see the value. And when you tell me, oh, it's not worth it, it just shows me you're calling me to ask for a job. You've been trying for 5 months on your own. You still can't get a job, but we have a program that's guarantee you a job, and we're going to help you through the whole process and get you hired at a higher rate than anybody else, and also have you success where most of our associates go into a full line rep role in under a year. But you don't see the value, and that's okay. But I just want you guys to understand where we know our value and we know where we're coming from. And so just because of that, I do want you guys to know the price will be going up in the course because, again, we are protecting ourselves as well as we continue to grow this, and also so we can give the best to our students inside of it. Because, again, I want to have where we're having 5 people getting the fastest success, and that's what we are doing. So I just wanted to put that out there. Again, just tell everyone I do truly appreciate the support. I appreciate being able to help you guys. And again, if the course is not for you, that's always okay. That's why we make these podcasts and put everything out for free as well. So we always have those opportunities with that. Today we're going to be going in. I've been getting a lot of messages, and I wanted to make sure to give you guys as much value from these messages that I'm getting to make sure that you guys are not only being successful when you're trying to break into the industry, but also for my reps that are still listening and the reps that are in the industry. I'm always trying to make you guys get value as well. So hope you really enjoy this show, and let's get into it. Welcome back to New to Medical Device Sales. I am your host, Jacob McLaughlin, and coming to you guys bright and early this morning. 4:30 a.m. came faster than expected, but we jumped in and got a little cold shower to wake ourselves up this morning. Tip in life: if you don't have coffee, just do a cold shower and you will be awake. It is quite an experience. So that has nothing to do with medical device sales, but I figured we'd start the day off with just telling you how I woke up. So I hope you guys are doing good. Wanted to come to you today because I've gotten a lot of messages lately, and I've gotten a lot of calls. I actually had to just get on some calls the other day and just kind of like let people know about this industry. And so I wanted to make a podcast about how to separate yourself in medical device sales. Not only trying to break in, but actually once you get in, because there's a lot of things I see that it's so crazy. If you would just do the little things, people would be A, so much more successful, and B, actually like what they're doing compared to, just trying to go through the motions, do the bare minimum. So that's what this is going to be about. Again, so it's going to be going for my people that are trying to break in. Hey, do this so you're standing out in the process. Number two, though, is if you are already in, this is what's going to help stand you out as an actual rep. So wanted to go into that detail today. If you guys are brand new, the one thing I do just say, it's been great. I've had a lot of you guys doing this going back to the beginning. So that's great. Again, just so you guys can get the most out of it. I've had several people reach out and they're like, hey, I listened to the 2 or 3 episodes, which is great. And I love that you guys are doing that. But again, for me to help you guys the best, it would be, listening to a good handful of them and then maybe mixing in with some of the most recent, if you guys are listening. So I just wanted to throw that out there, just because, again, we have been getting a lot of people, which is great. Love that you guys are reaching out. But again, so I can help you. For example, I razzed a guy the other day, super sweet kid, but got on and then asked me where I work and what my job was. And so I had to razz him and say, hey man, it takes 10 seconds to figure that one out. So want you guys to be fully prepared and just being able to also just help you and be as strategic as I can with you compared to just, hey, what's medical device sales? At this point we have over 140 episodes. So want you guys to be able to get the most out of it. But just want to go how to separate yourself. So number one, this is for the people who are trying to break in. It's stop asking for jobs. I actually just had a girl yesterday made a post that one of our students got hired. And she's now in the actual industry. So I got to see her at a conference, which was absolutely amazing. It's so much fun seeing Kate, and she's such a great rep, and she's actually a clinical specialist. She was a nurse before that, but she was absolutely amazing. But I had somebody message me on my Instagram, and they're like, hey, I saw that you got someone hired. I saw that you're looking to hire someone, which I'm not. I never said any of that. And then she's like, I'm your person. I'm going to be a great asset to your team. Please hire me. Like, that is the fastest way to show me you would be a horrible asset to somebody's team and that you would never get hired. And so that's the thing I got to tell you guys. The amount of messages, people just don't understand who you guys are probably going up against. And most of you guys are also going to be driving or walking or whatever you're listening to this to and be like, oh my God, that's me. Because the fastest way for you guys to not get hired and not to even get an interview is to be like, I would be a great asset to your team, hire me. I have actually had people from a certain college, is all we'll say, message me. And one person messaged me and said, hey, I don't find value in your course. They're like, oh, I went somewhere else, but they still hadn't got a job. So that was great. But then also follows it up and says, hey, I think I would be a great asset to your team at Medtronic. And please, you should hire me because I would be able to add value. And like for me, I didn't even respond because it wasn't going to be worth it. But I don't work at Medtronic. And that is like the most painful thing to see is like how lazy people are. How you're asking for a job and you don't even know where I work. Like, it's mind blowing. And I always try to get the humor out of this so you guys can see it. But basically what I'm saying is most people reaching out are absolute silly gooses. And silly gooses is my new fun word that I say for people that get me very irritated and get me going. But silly gooses, you can't get that mad at because it's a funny word. So let me just say is don't be a silly goose, because there are a lot of silly gooses who just reach out, ask for jobs and say, I want this job and I want $1 million. Like, okay. But what have you done? And that's where it's the easiest for me to say, you haven't done anything. You literally haven't even done your research. You haven't even taken 15 seconds to get on. Like yesterday, had a person who I sent a link and they couldn't take 15 seconds. It was 7 days and they were asking for my time. And then I got in and I was just real with them. And I said, hey, first off, if you're trying to get in this industry, you're going to get your butt kicked. Second off, you're not prepared at all. And 3, we're going to get off this phone call. You can reach out to me later if you ever actually end up doing any work, because you just showed me you're too busy to get on and look at a clip for 30 seconds or a minute over the last 7 days. But you want my time? You want me to call you and help you? Right? Like, this is the disconnect, because I'll just be honest, you guys, I'm probably one of the worst people to tell me that you're busy. Like, I am up at 4:30 in the morning making this for you guys. I am going to have a full day of work. I have a lot of other stuff I have going on. And so that, again, everybody's time's important, but like I will just say, probably the worst person to say, I'm busy too, or sorry, I've been caught up on a lot, because guess what? We all have stuff. And so have I. So that's for the people who are just trying to break into the industry. Don't stop just asking for jobs. Stop asking to just be like, yeah, what can you give me? Oh, I want to pick your brain, right? I've always said this, that pick your brain doesn't bother me, but like, here's always the silly part is like, when you guys are just saying, oh, I want to pick your brain, we've talked about this. You're trying to get a job that's going to pay you 100 grand, 200 grand. And you think pick your brain is the right wording to just reach out to a stranger who could possibly help with that. I would actually say, hey, would love to learn from you. Would love to get some advice from you. I see that you've been successful, instead of pick your brain. Because you can try to pick my brain, but half the stuff I'll say to you, you guys won't even understand, because you don't understand the industry. So if I start talking to you strategic about the industry, you can be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, but you have no idea what that is because you've actually never lived it, right? So that's just like the real talk with it. But if you are a person and you're trying to stand out, the one thing, so asking for jobs, that's actually the equivalent, as I'm looking at my notes that I scribbled on, is asking doctors once, right? So for example, this is why I always tell people to correlate it to once you're trying to break in. When I'm in medical device sales, I don't go up to a doctor first time I meet him and say, hi doc, my name's Jacob, buy this. That's the equivalent of what you guys do when you do that. And I can tell you that doctor would be like, who the heck are you? Screw off, get out of here. Like, I don't even know who you are. I don't know your product. Your product, by the way, you've just displayed it. It's trash, right? And that's the equivalent of what happens when you guys are just like, I just want a job, right? So that's for like all you new reps. You're not just going up to a doctor and saying, hey doc, great to meet you. My name's Jacob, give me a job. AKA, here, use my device, right? Here, let me work with you. You know, it's all about building that relationship, right? So you got to show value. First off, you got to just be able to find out who you're talking to. Have you looked up that doctor? Where did they go to school at? Where are they originally from? How long have they been a surgeon? How long have they been in this area? What's their specialty? What's their go-to, right? Like, what are they known for in the surgery or in the hospital? What surgery are they known for, right? Those are the things you got to figure out. Instead of everyone will be like, yeah, this is my product. It's way better than anyone else's. Let me use it. No, it's not. Because by the way you're displaying it, and by the way you're quote unquote selling it, it's not better. It's actually worse because you haven't found out who you're talking to. So that's the number one part. Number two, going into follow-up. So this is the easiest for everybody that's listening, trying to break into medical device sales. You guys come off a very, 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 very lazy. And how I can say that is everybody reaches out once and then they'll call me and they'll be like, oh, I reached out to like 20 people and no one got back to me. And I'm like, oh, great. How many times did you reach out to them? Just once. And I'm like, do you think I go and talk to a doctor once and I get all their business? No. Like, I have to reach out to them and talk to them like 30 times, right? You have to continue to follow up, do touch points, right? Like, it's playing the end game, right? So same thing for you guys like out here. We talk about this in my course all the time, and we talk to our students about this all the time. I can have my dog type on my computer and send out one message. That's not hard. Can you follow up? Can you send a second message? Can you send a third and fourth message? Could you even send a fifth and sixth message, but not come off annoyed, not come off, I'm just trying to get a job from you? Because it's what we've always said. Every single human being knows when you're reaching out, you want a job. I get 30 plus messages a morning. Every single one, I know they're saying, do you know of anyone who can hire me? I know that's what you want, but there's a way to do it. And that's what we teach in the course, because most of you guys just ask once and then that's it. Or if you ask it 2 or 3 times, then it's just like, hey, any other jobs for me? There's never gonna be a job for you if you ask like that, right? So easy. But again, going into the people that are reps already. Again, most of you guys right now, if you've been in for more than 6 months, most of you guys right now would raise your revenue and get more deals done if you just followed up with doctors that you've already talked to, if you already just did a touch point, if you just followed one more time and said, hey, can we set a meeting? Right? Like, I can say that with all the confidence in the world because it goes back to business. It's easier to go get a warm lead than it is a cold lead, right? Because with a warm lead, at least with those doctors you've already talked to, you already have talked to them. They know who you are. Maybe not great, but they at least know who you are, and you can follow back up with them and you can continue that conversation compared to, and also real quick, you've also probably done your research on them. So you already probably know a little bit about them compared to just going and finding someone cold and then again, doing the exact same thing, trying to introduce yourself, trying to get a meeting set, trying to be able to move that process along, right? So again, usually it's like if you just go do a warm call, follow up on what you've already been doing, and then just do a couple touch points, you'll have a lot more success than if you do a cold call, right? So that's like for the reps out there that, again, just be following up, you'd go a far way. I can tell everybody who's trying to break into medical device sales, all of you guys, like 99.9%, never send a follow-up message. You guys don't even send a thank you message. Like even yesterday, like I got on several calls and only one person was like, thank you so much for taking your time when you didn't have to. Like we talk about it all the time on the podcast. It's just showing you that I'll go into number 3. That's why I paused. I'll go into number 3. It shows that you care about others and you're not just a selfish jerk. Like that's the easiest thing to say is like when you guys are all just reaching out, wanting advice for free, and then you are like, I deserve this, or I want this, or oh, I got a degree, so I deserve whatever. You don't deserve crap. That is why you don't get hired. That is why you're going to get your butt kicked, because you have the audacity to think that you're better than someone else or you deserve something because you haven't done any of the work. All you've shown when you get a degree is that you can drink beer and cheat off people, and you can do it for 3 to 4 years. You have not shown that you're a good rep. You have not shown that you're committed. You have not shown that you're willing to work hard. You're not showing that you will show up on time. You're not showing that you actually care about the human being across the wall or across the phone on you. You're showing that you just want what you can get, and you feel like you're way better and deserve stuff because mommy and daddy paid 50, 100 grand for something that you're not even trying to use anymore. Like, that's the real talk to everybody out there that's young, because you guys do this all the time and it's hysterical, and it's why you guys don't get hired. And you guys are like, I think I went to school and I deserve this and I just got my degree or I just got my master's. Guess what? Nobody cares. That doesn't mean you're going to be a good sales rep. Like, it's hysterical. And then here's my little rant of the day is like, then you guys will go get a 4-year degree. You'll pay $50,000 to $100,000. You can't break in, but then you'll see a course that guarantees you into the job that you want to break into. That's not even 1/100th of the price of when you're doing that. And then you guys will be like, oh, I don't see the value, but you just spent $50,000 to $100,000 to go get a degree that you're literally not going to use, and you don't get a job, or it's not going to get you a job that pays you any money. But that made sense, but the other one doesn't. So there's my little rant for the day. But going on to the continuing on that is just, you have to care about who you're talking to, right? Everyone always asks, Jacob, why have you had success in medical device sales? And I talk about this all the time. It's because I've never tried to be a medical device sales rep. I've never tried to be the guy who's, what can I sell? I've never tried to be the person who's across the room who's trying to be, oh, I'm better than you because I do this. I've never tried to be those people. I'm just like, I'm going to work hard and I'm going to kick your butt. AKA, I'm a personal trainer. I'm going to wake up earlier than you. I'm going to work longer than you. I'm going to care more. I'm going to just show more effort. That's all it's been. You guys want the secret sauce to being successful in life? Bam, there you go, right? That it's not that hard, but most people can't do it. So just understanding who you're talking to. So like, again, when you guys are getting on these phone calls, if you're trying to break into the industry, is knowing who you're talking to and just getting to know, because we all know what you want jobs, right? But instead of saying, hey, I want a job, or hey, I want this, you should actually be like, hey, Jacob, it's great to meet with you. I've watched a lot of your content. I would love to learn what drives you. Why are you with Innovis? What made you make that change? Like, that's the thing. And again, please don't call me and just do all that, right? I just, those are examples for you guys to go and talk to people with, but it's just showing to you guys that you care. It's showing you that we all know you want a job, but guess what? I use this example all the time. And so hopefully this lands for somebody, because it's always easy in the dating world, right? So if you go up and you're at a bar and there's a pretty girl and she's just sitting at the bar, and every guy tells her how beautiful she is and always buy her a drink, that's what she's used to. But if you're the guy who goes in, look at her, grabs a drink, and she says, aren't you going to like buy me a drink? And you say, no way, walk off. Guess who that person's going to think about? That girl will think about the guy who did something different, isn't complimenting her, isn't buying her drinks, because that's what she's used to. She's actually she's like, who is he to say no to me, right? The reason I just gave you guys that example, it's the exact same thing when you're reaching out to people in medical device sales. Instead of you asking for a job like everybody else, instead of just saying, what can I get from you so I can go use it, so I can get a job and I can benefit, but you get nothing out of it. Instead of doing that, how about you say, I want to learn from you. And you don't ask anything about a job. You never ask about, is anyone hiring? You actually just go and learn about that person, learn about their career, learn why they like medical device sales, and just continue to learn from them. And guess what? The crazy thing is that you guys never understand is if you just do that and then you follow up and actually say thank you because you care about that human being and that they took time out of their life. And then you follow up a week or two from now that you have a 99.9% chance of getting hired faster than if you just go ask for a job. But most of you guys don't do that. Same thing with all my reps that are in the industry. So talking about caring who you're talking to. So what most people and what most reps make the mistake, and I can say this because I've made that mistake, is you're going to go to training and you're going to learn stuff about your sales pitch. And then that's all you're going to do. You're just going to regurgitate everything that you just learned. But what you need to understand is, hey, I need to find out what this doctor actually cares about. So for example, this is what I hear all the time. We're better clinically. That's great. Right? And then you're going to go off on all your studies why you're better clinically, and you're going to talk about all the other stuff. But guess what? Like here in Arizona, the doctors don't care about the clinical half the time. They're caring about how much it costs. I've had doctors tell me, I don't care if it's the best clinical product in America or in the world. If it's more expensive, I'm not using it. Right? So then what you actually do is you waste their time, and they're actually just not even be interested if you just started going on clinical advice and evidence and never ask them what their pain points are, why they're using what they're using, or what they could improve, because you need to get to know the person you want or you're working with. So that's the biggest thing, is just showing that you care. And again, for all our reps out there, this can be a spinoff of going to, even when you're in your OR rooms, do you care with your reps? Do you care with the nurses, the OR director? Do you care with your staff? Like, that's the other thing. Most people, like I was just talking about this with another rep, like most reps just have a bad name because they're jerks. They come in, they think they're better than everybody else. They don't talk to anybody. They're there just to talk to the surgeon. They're money hungry. You can tell they're just trying to upsell the whole time. They get in and get out and think they're awesome. And it's just like, they're just such, I could go on that whole rant for forever, compared to, how about you actually just ask how somebody's day is going? How can you be a resource inside that room? How can you talk to the surgeon, get them all prepped and talk about the surgery and go from there, right? And just understand, most surgeons want to be talked to like a normal human being. They want their day. They want to ask how their day's going, or ask how their week's been. Again, and some surgeons will be like, hey, Jacob, I'm here to do a surgery. Great, that's okay. But I can say majority of them actually want to get to know who they're working with. Actually want to know that somebody cares about them. And that's where people miss the boat. Because again, it goes back to just being selfish. And if you can just not be selfish and actually care about the other human being and the other human beings that you're working with and on the other side of that phone or on the other side of whatever you're talking to, you will have so much more success. And then finally, the last one, this is the most undervalued one, but honestly, it's the easiest. It's effort. Most of you guys just don't try. You send one message and you think it's good enough. You watch one YouTube video, you think you can do this job and you're good enough. Like, it's just, you guys don't understand. And this is a talk we have with our people in the course. Everyone asks me, Jacob, how do you get people hired in under 10 weeks? Like, because I can sit here and tell you guys, if you don't, and you try to go do it on your own, like, I've seen it, I lived it, and I've talked to so many people, 6 months to probably 24 months, 6 months to 2 years. It usually takes somebody, if they're just trying on their own and they come at a way lower average, then they don't know what they're doing. And I can go on that forever. But what I'm just saying is, most people don't understand the amount of work it's going to take to break into this industry. And we make sure that when you're getting into the course and we're talking, it's going to take a lot of work. But again, you're coming into an industry where the average person makes $177,000. They get a car, they get to have the best insurance, they have great retirement plans, they get to have an awesome life, they get to work with some of the smartest people in the world, and they get to have a great work-life balance if you've picked the right division. Like, I always joke around, it's fake, but most people think, oh, by just applying once or by watching a couple videos or by just doing the bare minimum effort that they're good at. And that's where people miss, is because I said this to someone the other day. All I'm doing is teaching people how to just never stop. Me, I just never stop. I'm just going to keep on going, because if I lose the deal, guess what? I might have lost the deal right now, but I'm not losing the deal in 3, 4, 5 months or 2, 3 years. I'm still going to just show up every single day. I'm going to keep coming back. I'm not just going away, right? And that's what most people just don't have, is they just are like, oh, I tried a little bit. If it works out, great. If not, okay, I'll just try something new. And that's why you guys all lose. It's, can you just show up day to day to day, every single day, one after the other, no matter how you feel? Because I can just be transparent with you guys. Yesterday was one of the worst days I've had. It sucked yesterday. It just sucked. And now I could just sat there and didn't. I still made sure to push through and get work done. But then also, here I am up at 4:30 going again. Most people have that sucky day and they're like, oh, there's my week. There's the month. Oh God, right? No, it's, can you get up every single day, even when you don't feel like it some days, and just continue to push through and just show that you care and know that it's bigger than you, right? That's, if you guys can just do that, you'll have success. So even to my reps out there, it's what we talk about. Can you show up early? Can you stay late? Can you provide value to your nurses, even if it has nothing to benefit you financially? That's the biggest thing I'm going to go on a rant right now, is most of you guys are just selfish jerks that are already in the industry, and you only think about the money and how it's going to benefit you. And it's why you lose every single time, because guess who knows that? The nurses, the OR directors, the surgeons, they can feel that greediness. And that's when you'll start losing business. You'll start not having as many surgeries, or you'll be known as the person who comes in that they just don't like. Because they'll be like, oh, that guy's so fake. That girl's so fake. Oh, she is so money hungry. All she tries to do is upsell. She doesn't care about the person on the table. And that's the worst place you can ever be in medical device sales, is known as the jerk who's just trying to sell and make money and doesn't care about human beings. Because I see it all the time in medical device sales. I see people, I go to these conferences and I'm like, God, like you guys are just, that's what my word is. That's all I'm going to say. Because it's just like people who are just that way just lose that life. And I can just sit here, because let me just tell you, you might even make some money, but nobody respects you. Nobody likes you, because if you're that way, who cares? Like I say this all the time, money's great, but it's nothing. Like at the end of the day, it's how are you making people feel? What do people say when you walk out that door, right? And that's where I just have to just tell you guys, like, some people have gotten on calls with me lately, and like, if you guys don't come prepared, if you guys do the bare minimum, if you guys, like, I just had a kid the other day tell me, yeah, I really want to break into medical device sales by May. I really want to do it. Great. Show it to me. Yeah, I really haven't. They didn't know anything. And so I just was like, hey, I'm just going to be straight up with you. You're going to get your butt kicked if you don't bring it. And I always tell people, this is just the reality. At the end of that call, that person's going to do two things. They're either going to be like, wow, Jacob's a real jerk, and they're just always going to lose. Or they're going to be like, wow, I really needed that. I really needed to show that I've been slacking. I haven't been doing what I'm supposed to do. And I'm trying to get into an industry where 500 people are applying for one position. I'm going into a position where they're going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars and have a great work-life balance. Oh, maybe I should step it up, right? And that's why I can just say, I say that to you guys, and I say this on this podcast because, like I always say, I'm here to get you guys results. Like, yes, I care about your feelings. Yes, I want to be a nice guy. But at the end of the day, like, when you guys can sit there and tell me that you didn't take 10 seconds to look up where I work, I can already tell you that you're going to lose. You're not going to be a good rep. I hope you're having a come to Jesus moment right now and be like, oh my God, that's me. Like, let me change that, because that's what it's about. Because otherwise you're going to either look at me as like a guy who's like, oh, he's so serious and he's so mean. Or you're going to be like, wow, I actually am slacking and I should pick it up. And I can say that to all of you reps in and reps out, because I've gotten over 800 people hired. I see it every day. I get people hired on a daily basis. And not only I get the people messaging me, asking me for jobs, and then I'll tell them, hey, go get a relationship. And then they'll cuss me out on LinkedIn and tell me how big of a piece of trash I am, because I just try to give them some helpful advice. Everything we do is just try to help you guys. You guys are the ones who are willing to take it or don't take it. But I can sit here and tell you, majority of the people who are listening to this don't take it. And then they never break in. Or they break in and they took a job and they're like, Jacob, I got in at $51,000. That's great. And then that's the last I ever hear from them. They stay in for 6 months, they suck, and then they quit and they go do something else because they didn't know what they were doing. They went in the company the first chance they got. Like, the list goes on. So just, you guys, make sure when you're coming in, you just show effort. You're following up. You actually show that you care about other people's, and you're not just asking for jobs. You're not just asking for cases. You're just not asking to see what you can give. You're actually just trying to care about the other people. If you guys can do that, I can promise you, you will have success. You'll crush it in medical device sales. So I hope you guys have a great day. Please feel free to reach out to me. You guys can press that like and subscribe button, and you guys can reach out to me on LinkedIn if you guys haven't. Love always connecting with you guys on LinkedIn. Also, TikTok, New to Medical Device Sales, Instagram, all of it. You can just New to Medical Device Sales, go. And then also with the course, just reiterating that with it, we are going to actually be starting to raise the price because we have produced so much information in there. We continue to add to it every single day. We know we have way more content than most people. We also know that we get a 6-month guarantee, which we are the only people who ever say that. We are the first who ever say that. And we know that if you get into the program, you are guaranteed a job. And so that is fake. Nobody else does that. That is not real. And most people don't have that confidence. We do. So we know that we only are allowing 5 people in, and we know those 5 people are guaranteed a job when they get in. And because of that, we have to protect ours because as you guys can imagine, I absolutely love it. I love you guys reaching out, but like we've actually been bombarded with how many people want to get in. And like I tell you guys, I actually say no to most of you guys because most of you guys think you can just pay money and get a job. It's not how it works. You got to show me that you're coachable. You're going to show me that you're willing to work hard, and then you got to show me you're committed. Because again, at the end of this, everyone will say, I want to do this, and then it's time to commit, and then they're like, maybe in 2 months, 3 months, and I actually just tell you, hey, it's not going to be a good fit. We have free stuff. Go watch that, because most people don't want to commit, and they don't want to actually change their lives and actually break in. And I can sit here and tell you, I've talked to people who've been trying for 8 months by themselves, and they still haven't got in. And our average, we just got someone hired in 3 weeks. So that's always the easiest to say. So if you guys are interested, please feel free to reach out on LinkedIn, Instagram, New Medical Device Sales. If you guys haven't made a LinkedIn yet, make a LinkedIn because you're going to need it for the job anyway. And you guys can feel free to reach out to me, follow me, connect with me, or you can follow our page as well, New to Medical Device Sales. Always putting new content out there just to help you guys. But really appreciate you all. Look forward to hearing from you guys, and I will see you on the next one.